Hello friends, in this video I am going to show you how to call an activity from a data transform. This is my data transform set first name. This data transform is in the work car loan class. From this data transform, I want to call one activity. To implement this, PEGA has provided one OOTB function, px execute an activity. What is the function name? Px execute an activity. This is the OOTB function. Px execute an activity. This is the OOTB function. By default, this function is expecting two parameters. By default, this function is expecting two parameters. One parameter is the first parameter name is page name, and the second parameter is the activity name. That means which activity you are going to call from this data transform. Now I want to call this hello activity. I want to call this hello activity from this data transform using this px execute an activity function. But this hello activity is available in a different classes. I mean to say this hello activity can be present in the multiple classes. That means class A or class B or class C, etc. The same activity can be available in multiple classes. In that case, you have to provide a one more parameter to this function. You have to provide a one more parameter to this function. That parameter name is the page name. That means this activity is belonging to which class? This activity is belongs to which class? You have to mention that page name. Now here I am giving primary. That means this is nothing but a primary page. Remember this point. Everywhere in PEGA, whenever you mentioned primary or whenever you refer a primary, that means it is always belonging to the class which you are calling. The class which you are calling. I think it can be different in activities or when you are in a loop also, but ideally when you refer a primary means this primary page is always referring to this work car loan class. That means this hello activity should be available in this work car loan class, since you are referring this as a primary page. I am telling you again, px execute an activity is the OOTB function. This function is expecting a two parameters. One is the page name, another one is activity name. That activity should be present in that class. The activity should be present in that class. In that class means the page name which you have mentioned, here. Here I have mentioned the primary page name. The primary page is nothing but this work car loan class. I will show you with a different page name. But time being, I have created this hello activity. And this hello activity should be present in the work car loan class since it is in the primary page. Refer the hello activity. Now see this one. This is my hello activity. This is my hello activity. This is the implementation logic. In this hello activity, I have created some page new just for sample. In this hello activity, I have created a page new. I have created a page new country page 1, and in the pages and classes country page 1 is data address postal. That means when you call this hello activity from a data transform, one new page will be created in the clipboard, because since you have created only one step here, page new. Let's execute this data transform first. How that whether the function is calling properly or not. Whether that function is calling properly or not, we will test it now. Very simple. I am calling one OOTP function, passing page name and the activity name, and this function is returns a value whether the activity successfully called or not, or whether the activity successfully executed or not. That result will be saved into the parameter. I am just saving this function output. I am just saving this function output into one parameter, result, or you can give it your whatever the parameter if you want, you can give it. Okay, result output. That's it. Save. Because nowadays everywhere, I mean to say in multiple places, in the real-time applications, in multiple places, people are calling an activity from a data transform. Click on action, run. Just click on run. Okay. Function executed successfully. Function executed successfully. Otherwise you will get an error message, because when you are trying to run the data transform, you will get a success message like this only. Now just see in the clipboard whether that activity successfully created a new page, country page 1. Yes, see this one, country page 1, data address postal, because I have created this page in the hello activity. Page new, country page 1, this is belongings to data address postal. Now I will call the same function in a different way. So for that I don't want to use the primary, I can use a different page name. So for example, I am creating a one page here by using update page, or your wish. You no need to give it a page name. You have to give it a one page name here. For example, test page. Remember this point. The test page belongs to always a page belongs to particular class. So this activity should be present. This activity should be present in the class which is belongings to this page. Now for example, if I give it as a test page is, data admin big folder. If I give it as a test page is data admin big folder. Now if you mention the test page is a data admin big folder, the activity hello activity should be present in this class, data admin big folder, because here you are directly referring with the page name test page. You are not referring with the primary. You are giving a one page name test page and the activity name is hello activity. Remember this, hello activity can be present in a multiple classes, as I told you. As I told you, the hello activity is present in a multiple classes. Now the same hello activity is present in the data admin big folder, because I have created the same activity in this class. Now open that activity. Whether this is calling that activity properly or not, we will check it now. Now here I am using just a page name, call it as a Gilo page. In the pages and classes I am giving the work education. That's it. Now run this activity. That means I am calling this hello activity with a different page name. Just now I have given with the primary. Now I have given with the test page. Okay, actions run. So PEGA platform error. That means there is an error while executing this activity with the test page. We will see test page. Even though if you mentioned in the pages and classes test page, and the same activity is present in the data admin big folder. What is the class name? Pages and classes data admin big folder. Still you are getting an error because this function is unable to call that activity. So now what I am doing is the test page should be present in the clipboard first, because that page should be present in the clipboard. But here the test page is not present in the clipboard. Even in the standard thread also, the test page should be present in the clipboard, because you are referring the test page. You are referring in the test page. So please make sure that whatever the page you have mentioned in this activity, in this function, that page should be present in the clipboard. Now the page is not present in the clipboard. Now what I am doing is update a page, test page, something here. I am just giving one value. That means I am just creating a test page in the clipboard. Your wish. If there is a page already present in the clipboard, you can directly use that page. You no need to do this step. Now save. Actions. Run. Okay, activity executed successfully. Now what is the logic? You have implemented the hello activity in a different class. What is the class name? This is the data admin big folder. Why? Because test page is belonging to data admin big folder. That activity should be present in this class. Now open that activity, not this activity, not workload activity. That is referring to the primary page. Now here what is the logic you have implemented in this activity? Page new Gilo page. Now this Gilo page should be created in the clipboard. See this one, Gilo page is created in the clipboard, SBI loan work education. So like this you can call an activity from a data transform with over TV function. Now I will pass two more parameters. For example, there is a requirement to pass a parameters to an activity from a data transform. What we are doing here, I am calling, now I am changing back to the primary. Now this time hello activity should be called from the work car loan class. That means in this class. But this activity is expecting two parameters, first param and second param. This activity is expecting two parameters, first param and second param. How to pass those parameters from a data transform? How to pass those parameters from a data transform? That means you are calling an activity from a data transform with parameters. How to pass a parameters? Now I am removing this test page because this is not required. How to pass a parameters to this activity, hello activity from a data transform. Remember this allow activity is expecting two parameters. What is the parameters name? First param and second param. I will use these two parameters in my logic. Py country param dot first param, because I am setting those values to these properties. Py city param dot second param. Just save. Now you have to pass the parameters from a data transform to this activity. How do you pass a parameters? But actually this function is expecting only two parameters. One is the page name and the activity name. Then in that case, how to pass a parameters? I'm just defining the parameters here. Param dot first param. Please make sure that whatever the parameters name that activity is expecting, you have to define the same parameters here. Param dot second param. Just save. Now click on run. This time country page 2. I'm just giving a country page 2. Pages and classes, country page 2. Click on save. Now run this activity. When you run this activity, this function should call this hello activity and pass these two parameters to this activity, and these parameters are setting to this page, country page 2. Okay, now run that activity. Sorry, run the data transform. Actions, run. Open the clipboard. Now this time country page 2 should be created. Now see this one, country page 2 should be created, and the property values are setting to these the parameter values are setting to these properties. You no need to pass the parameters explicitly to this function, because this function is expecting only two parameters, primary and activity name, not these parameters. So if you define the parameters which are automatically passing to that activity, even for example, if you change the parameter names like this, second params, save, and change the hello activity, country page 3. Now change in the pages and classes. Just I want to show you the naming convention. You must pass the naming conventions. Now run this activity again. Sorry, run this data transform. Success. Now see the clipboard. Country page 3 should be created. Country page 3 should be created. But where is the parameter values? Even though you have defined the parameters with param dot first params and param dot second params, these two parameters are passing to an activity, but you are referring a different parameter, because this parameter name is different and that defined parameter name is different. Here this activity is expecting first param, second param, not params. That's why you have to follow the naming conventions. So in this way you can call an activity from a data transform You can see this logic in the real-time applications in the multiple places nowadays. Okay, I hope you understand this logic. Thank you.